Hey, good morning, everyone. So what am I working on now? Well, I got that GMC Sierra inside, the one with the parasitic draw, the one that was killing the battery, and it was a cluster. So I got it back in. I have a new cluster for it. So I want to make sure that that's going to fix it. So what I'm going to do is hook the meter back up and see what happens. I want to make sure, I want to get it back down to the proper draw that it was before, or at least see if it's the same. And then we're going to change the cluster and verify that that actually fixed the problem. So here I got the meter. I got the positive end. Well, first off, I got this thing set to amp scale, 10 amp scale. I have the leads hooked up in this fashion to the common ground and the 10 amp scale. The positive end is going to ground. Don't stick at the battery positive. I did that last time and blew the fuse in there. So now this end's going to go to the battery here. Okay, why is that? Oh, there we go. I got a bad connection on the positive side. There we go. No, come on. When I say positive side, I mean the positive lead. Can we get that to make contact? Why is it not making contact all of a sudden? That's weird. It's just not doing it. Why? Let's try going here. No? You see all the sparks. It means it's making connection, but it's not doing what it's supposed to. I can't get it to make a connection. No. Okay, hold on a second. Let me pause this while I try to make a connection. All right, so what I wound up doing is going to the ground cable back there, the small little cable that goes to the block, and now we're down to 330. If I'm not mistaken, it was down to a quarter amp, like 250. So let's let everything go to sleep. Now what I did do was I tripped the door latch, because that is the interior light switch. I have the cluster ready to come out. So once that thing goes to sleep, make sure you don't slam the door. Once that thing goes to sleep and it's down to 250, which is just about there, then I'm going to switch over the cluster. All right, so it's settled down to 250, like I thought, and now we're going to disconnect. This is a little bit of a pain. Like I just had to lay it like this to do it. I might be able to, I might not be able to do it one-handed. Last time I had to use two hands. Let's see if I can get in there. So now, with that disconnected, I should have near zero if I'm not mistaken. Well, it's 100. Okay, that's a million times better than it was. I think that may even calm down too after about 20 minutes. But let me plug the new cluster in and see what happens. Let me unwrap it first. It was a remand that we got. So let me unwrap this and see what we got. Got the replacement cluster unwrapped. And as you can see, the draw went down to 0.01514, something like that. So now let's plug this in and let's see where we wind up. Oops, so sorry about that. Let me get this in place. And okay, I heard the cluster come to life. So I'm sure the draw is going to go back up. And then we got to wait for it to go to sleep. All right, so let me come back to this thing in about 15 minutes or so and see see what the reading actually becomes. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. I came back to it, and look at that. We're down to 15. And the new cluster is, I want to make sure the plug didn't come out. No, it's still plugged in. All right, so let me put this all back together. I'm pretty confident it's fixed. I am confident it's fixed. Not pretty confident. I am confident. Yeah, so I got to disconnect the meter, because what I got to do is I actually got to turn the key on and put the shifter down into low 1 in order to get the cluster in and to get the fascia, the bezel piece, to get all that back in place. And with that kind of a load, I'm not sure how many amps it's going to be. It's not going to be 10 amps, but even still, I don't want to put that through the meter if I don't have to. So let me disconnect the meter and let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to get it all back together, and I'm going to hook the meter back up and just verify that everything's good before I do anything, like hook the battery back up or whatever. And actually, I should put the battery on charge, because it was pretty weak when I started it this morning. So I should put it on charge. This way it's charging while I'm doing the other stuff. So everything's back together. The key is out of the ignition. The latch is still swapped over, or clicked over, I should say. And look at that. So that was definitely the problem. That's fixed. I do have a battery charger hooked up to this. It is charging it right now. Having a meter on and having a charger on makes no difference. The charger has no effect on any of this, because you're charging the battery. You're not charging the electrical system. So It's not an issue. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. So, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You know, you can do this. You really can. It's not that hard. So refer back to the other video, see if I can figure out how to put a link up. I've never done it. I've tried in the past and I could never figure it out. I'll try again over this holiday weekend and see what happens. But I'll try to put a link up to the other video so you can see how I went about trying to find where the actual draw was coming from. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to take the meter off of this, let this thing keep charging, and we're going to go from there. All right, guys, so if you're getting something out of the videos, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.